Hey readers, I hope you have either your bag of books or your digital books, whether it's on your phone or iPad or computer with you. So when we get finished today, you can go off and read on your own. This week, we've really been trying to think about being a reader and writer, not just in school, but at home and over the summertime, because real readers and writers, they read and write every day. We even learn how to make routines. We learned about a reading routine we could do by getting our book and finding our spot and reading. But we really want to think and about the question, how can we keep growing as readers? Because just like the little boy in the carrot seed, we want to keep growing and becoming better readers and writers, even without our teachers and even without our grown-ups with us, because that's what real readers and writers do. So I got to thinking about being a reader at school and how it can be different on your own. Well, one of the things that is at school, you have some tools. We had tools in our baggies that helped us when we got stuck with tricky words. We had tools in our baggies to help us warm up reading, like our snap words. But we can make our own tools. And so today I was trying to think, what tool would we need the most? The tool that could get us out of trouble when we get stuck on a word. Even if we're reading on our tablet or our iPad, or if we're reading our cereal boxes or magazines or comic books, when we come to a word that's tricky, what is the one tool that helped us out the most? I feel like this is one of our most important tools. This tool right here, thinking about, does it look right? Does it sound right? Does it make sense? Anytime I come to a tricky word in a book, I use this and I think about this when I'm trying to figure out words that may make me stumble when I'm reading. So I thought we may not all have this at home right now, but we could most definitely make it. So right now, this is going to be a little different. It's not like our normal reading videos. I'm going to need you to get a couple of supplies and tools to help make this for us. We're going to make our own bookmark like this. So when we're reading and we come to tricky words, whether it's on our device or whether it's in a book, we can have this little handy dandy bookmark to help us when we get stuck. Okay, it's going to be our little helper tool. So right now you're going to need to get something. You can get Post-it notes or paper or pens and markers. I just found this piece of paper. I have lots of extra paper and I'm going to fold it. So you can just go get any kind of paper you have and marker and pen. And I'm going to give you a couple of seconds, and if you need to pause the video, you can do that now. Okay, great, you're back. So you have your tools, you have your marker, you have your paper. And so to make a bookmark, I decided that I wanted to make a long bookmark. And a long bookmark is vertically, right? So like tall building, not this way, but tall building. So I'm going to take my tall building and I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to draw 3 big boxes. My 3 big boxes will look like this. They don't have to be perfect, remember. 3 squares. Straight line, straight line, straight line. Straight line. Okay? So, if I remember, I always have to make sure the letters and sounds match what I'm trying to figure out. So when I come to a tricky word, I have to think about what looks right. You don't even have to write looks right. You can just draw the eyeballs to remember looks right. Okay? And then I have to think about, does it sound right? Does it sound like a book? You can just make like a backwards C with a little Y in it and the little marks out so we know that's an ear. We think about when we're reading the word, does it sound like a word I know? Does it sound like a word in a book? And then it's very, very important. I'm going to draw this question mark because it's like, huh? To think about, does it make sense? if I've thought about the letters and sounds in the word, and I've thought about it, does it even sound right? Thinking about, does that make sense in this story? Does that make sense in this book? These three things right here are what readers do all the time, even when you don't even know it, okay? So this is going to be your little tool. And now that you have it, today when you go and read, when you get stuck on a word, let's just see, I get stuck. This book is about going to first grade and about a little boy named Ben. And if I thought about, it was a little bit boy in kindergarten. And if I was reading this book and I got to a big old word right here, I would first think about the sounds. Oh, there's lots of sounds to go through all the way to the end, right? Not just looking at the first sound, but looking all the way through the word. And I would think about what could that be? What would make sense in the book about Ben in kindergarten? And if it would sound right. So Ben is sad. He will miss his kindergarten, I bet, kindergarten friends. And that would sound right and it would totally make sense. So do you see how even when you get stuck in a little book, you can have a tool to help you out? Okay? So we have what looks right, what sounds right, what makes sense. So now you're ready for summertime. You have your reading routine. You know where you're going to read every day. You know where you're going to write every day. You probably even have your little goal sheet of how many books you're going to read. You have your goal sheet of how many books, and you have your tool of how to figure out tricky words. So no matter where you go off and read, you have tools that will help you out. Okay? All right. I cannot wait to see how much you grow as a reader and writer, even when your teacher's not looking and even when your parents aren't looking, because you're the kind of kid that is going to read and write every day to help you grow. Off you go.